Are you ready to get from point A to point B in your professional and even your personal life? With his proven 99-day performance accelerator process, this man's no-nonsense approach gets you focused on your real priorities and take the essential actions necessary to your success. International speaker and author of the book, Change Your Life 20 Seconds at a Time. He has coached salespeople and entrepreneurs around the world to achieve tremendous breakthroughs by overcoming obstacles and costly limiting beliefs. Please welcome the man passionate and relentless about you achieving your success, the master of accountability, Mr. Denny Maheux.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Focus180 Podcast. And this week, my friends, I hope you're ready. We are meeting with a very special guest. We are meeting with Tamia Dow, also called Coach Tamia. She's a successful woman with a diverse background in many achievements, award-winning filmmaker, certified coach, international speaker and trainer, best-selling author, ordained minister, retired detective. Tamia, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Hello, Denny. Thank you for having me on the show. I am doing wonderful, feeling blessed and highly favored on this amazing day.
Pretty cool. And I'm glad you're here. And actually, we're going to be talking about follow your dreams today, which is a very powerful message. And guys, if you're ready, if you're listening to this, take a piece of paper and a pen and take some notes. What she's going to say, it's pretty important, actually. And if you really want to reach your goal, so I recommend that you do so. Hey, you ready?
Yes,
Tamia?
let's do it.
Very good. First question I ask everybody is this one. Before we start talking about what you do, is there anything that you did in the past that nobody knows that you would surprise everybody? I always like to ask this.
Well, yes, in light of current events that are going on in our world, it'll be interesting to know that I had the pleasure and the joy of actually doing missionary work, because I'm an ordained minister, doing missionary work in Russia.
Really?
I actually went there and was ministering to the people of Russia. So blessed to be there. They considered me a miracle sign and wonder because I don't look like most Russians. So
No.
they really enjoyed my presence, should I say.
Very cool. No, I didn't know that. Cool. Hey,
Yes.
do you mind tell us a little bit about your work experience, your job title, with industry that you work on in a few seconds, if you don't mind.
Yes. You did mention a bit in the opening, but yes, I have a very diverse history of employment. I'm very blessed to have done military service in the U.S. Army. So I'm a U.S. Army officer. I also worked for and retired from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I retired as a domestic violence detective, so worked for years in that arena. I'm also, as I mentioned, an ordained minister, which is one of those new fun things people don't know, and a certified coach.
Yeah.
Yet right now I am a filmmaker. And I make movies, socially conscious movies about issues that we are dealing with currently in our society.
Very cool. Wow. Hey, let's talk a little bit about the movie business. Well, tell us about you. Do you own the company? Are you a producer? How do you get started?
Yes, I actually am I own a company. It's called 8 Spirit Productions. You can find it on Facebook. I have produced, and yes, I am a producer. I have produced 15 films, and I am a 16-time award-winning filmmaker. I have won in the area of writing, creativity, cinematography, because I am also a producer, director, writer, and actress. So I've been very blessed to be pretty much what we call the well-rounded filmmaker.
Very cool. I knew you were talented, but I didn't know you were talented in so many different. Wow, impressive. Hey, you want to tell me why do you do what you do now? Because you did so many things in the past. Why did you select the movie first, and why do you do that?
Well, actually, Denny, it was very natural for me to decide to do this because I came from seeing such darkness and despair. And you know how, especially with us as coaches, they say you find a problem and then you fill it, you serve it, right? So most of my stories talk about issues that people who I dealt with as a law enforcement officer in the community that came to me with problems, which is what they do when they call the police, 911 help, right? So I created stories that answered the questions and gave solutions to the problems of several situations we're dealing with currently in our society, to include domestic violence, human trafficking, child cyber stalking, sexual abuse, mental illness. Those are the films that I create, and that's probably why I've won multiple awards, because I address current issues that society is dealing with.
Cool. So very interesting. If I'm going to ask you this question, I don't know, what's the benefits and maybe one challenge about the work you do? I'm just curious, as a producer, what's the benefit and the biggest challenge you have in your life these days?
Well, I love to tell story. And I know that more people would rather you show them a story with a solution, rather you tell them to do this. So by creating dramas, people see the situation and then they see the heroine, the person in the story overcome. So they face an obstacle, overcome an obstacle, and then it empowers people to believe that they too can do it. So this to me is very empowering, and that is my goal. My 3 core values are education, justice, and empowerment. And by doing my films, I definitely have the opportunity to do this. Now, you mentioned and asked about challenges. There's always challenges. You would want to believe, and I wanted to believe that everybody would be in my corner, rah, rah, how can I help you, Director Tamia, this and this and this, and they're not. There's more people, unfortunately, that are throwing rocks in the road than that are clearing the rocks so I can get where I'm going and pointing the right direction. But trust me, there are some people who are doing that. And that's what I look for. And that's what I encourage those who are listening to do, those that are watching to do, is look for those people who are holding up the sign that's telling you the direction to go. Because trust me, even though it might be a narrow path you're walking down, there's someone else who went there before you.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, I'm going to go on the topic question right now, and I got a really different question. You decided to go with follow your dreams. This is your topic. I want to know, why did you choose that topic? And I also would like to know, for you, follow your dreams, is it the same as follow your passion?
Yeah, so I went with follow your dreams because I work with a lot of people as a minister, as a counselor, and as a coach. And one of the things I keep hearing out of their mouths is how they wish they would have. They wish they would have done this. They wish they had. And I take people back, even in my book here called In Celebration of You, I take people back to reflect upon the dreams they had as a child, as a young person, because in our life, unfortunately, society beats our dreams out of us, tells us to conform, tells us to be just like everybody else. So a dream versus a passion, the distinction I see between it is, a dream is, I want to be a rocket scientist, I want to be a rock star, I want to, this kind of thing, right? Well, you can dream as much as you want, but if you don't take action, you cannot achieve the dream. Yet, if you have a passion, let's say your passion is to just interact with people. Your passion is to love on people. Your passion is to enjoy your sport that you enjoy. These are things that you can do, but it may not necessarily be your dream. So passion is separate from your dream, yet you can bring your passion into your work towards your dream.
Very cool. Thank you. I learned something today. Very cool. Hey, why do you think most people don't reach their dreams?
It's very sad. It really is. And it all has to do with what's going on up here, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's the amazing thing of, if you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you're right. Because it's all up here. So you have people who have a lack of commitment. You have people who just don't believe in themselves. or they have these personal limiting beliefs that helps them self-sabotage themselves. Like they're saying to themselves, well, there's no way I could possibly do it. That's why I started with that mindset quote. It really has a lot to do with that. And then the next thing is lack of drive. You just make the decision, you know what? I can't do it. I won't accomplish it. So I'm not going to even try. You have to have the drive and the passion to go forward. So we use passion in this to accomplish your dreams, right? If you're passionate about it, you're going to go for it. If you're not, you're going to sit on the couch and watch the next, binging of your Netflix thing. But what's important too is also surround yourself with people that can support you, people with positive, already successful accomplishments, and then hang with them, because you're the sum total of the 5 people you hang around with. So if you hang around with 5 people who think the couch is the best spot, that's where you're going to be. But if you hang around with 5 people that are going after their dreams, you get on the boat with them and y'all go for your dreams.
Yeah, I kind of like what you said, and I have to say we think alike. I laugh a lot. I wonder what's that coming from, but yeah. So I agree with 100% with everything you said so far. Now let's talk about some tips. Let's say I am a person right now listening to you. I'm having issues. I have my dreams. I try again and again and again, but years after years, I end up in the same friggin' spot. So what do I do now? Do you have any tips for me?
I do. Yes. I want to encourage you to commit. You need to commit. You need to be persistent, and you need to have faith to believe that you can accomplish your dreams.
Got it. So let me ask again. So, the first one I would say you need to decide, right? You need to decide.
And following your dreams. Yes. You, so
no,
you
that's
need
good.
to...
No, because I like what you said, but I'm thinking, you say, yeah, but if I don't decide first, I'm just kind of, if I'm not, but I'm going to let you talk. I'm just curious about what you're going to say.
Correct. Decide is part of the commitment part. So
Okay.
yes. Okay. So decide is part of the commitment part. You have to decide that you're going to go for it. And then once you decide to go for it, you need the clarity of knowing what it is. It must be clear what your dream is. And you must remove all obstacles that are distracting you. They could be people. They could be bad habits, like sitting on the couch and watching Netflix. Whatever it may be, you need to remove those. The naysayers. Clean up your social media. If you have people who are just lurkers and they're not supporting, remove them. You need supporters, and you also need to be supportive. It's so important to surround yourself with people, like I mentioned before, like-minded people that are on a success track. And then also understand that success is unique to you. What I define as success is different for what you, Denny, may define as success. And this is why, as a coach, I can't tell somebody they're successful. They determine what their success mark is. So that is so important. And then the most important thing in any kind of decision that you make is you must take action. Because if you decide on the couch that you're going to go do something, but you never get off the couch, you're not going to do what you said you're going to do. So you must decide to do it. And you must decide that you will accomplish your goal. Have faith to believe that. Because you know what? You can't correct or improve on something you've not completed or done.
Very good. So I'm just good because I wrote them down right here, and I want to make sure that everybody gets it. Tip number 1, decide. Tip number 2, be clear, clarity. Tip number 3, remove obstacles, meaning your negative thinking and negative people. Tip number 4, surround yourself with the right people. And number 5, which is very, 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 very important, take action daily, not once a week, right?
Yes.
So Good. So thank you for that. It's a good refresher for everybody. And now I would like to go in the success question. And the first one is this. I get a lot of people right now who's listening, are people who are in transition from a full-time job to want to become an entrepreneur, or somebody who wants to elevate their business. So in your opinion, can you name 3 characteristics or human trait necessary to be successful in, and I would say, your industry or any industry, or to reach your goals, your dreams?
Yes, these 3 success tips will work for any industry that someone's in, or any entrepreneurial endeavor, or any dream someone is pursuing. And number 1, it is to commit. So I put the 5 steps under that commit. So if you want to put that as your top 1 over type of the decide and the clarity, start with commit. And that means you commit to follow your dreams and do those steps that I just shared.
Yes.
And then you must be persistent. That means you can't give up. You must be persistent. You must believe in the power of your dream and that you can accomplish it. Only you, perfectly suited for your dream. So be persistent. And then number 1, or actually this is number 1 for me, even though it's a number 3 order, it is you have to have faith. You know, I'm an ordained minister. I have faith in God. I know that God has a distinct plan for my life, and he has goals and directives that he wants me to, you know, jump over. So I need to commit faithfully to my dream and let my faith lead me to believe that I will accomplish them.
Good. Thank you. Another question, maybe you're not ready for this one, but I would like to know, you did so much, you got so much success in your life, in your past career. Tell us about one of the conflict you had to overcome in the past, maybe as a producer, as a policewoman, and how you overcome it. Can you say that? I mean, is it too personal?
It was a question of a conflict that I had to overcome.
Something, a challenge, maybe, or conflict that happened in the past, right? And what I'd like to know is how did you overcome it? So you can help the people who's listening. Here's the reason why I asked. You got success. You're a successful woman, right? I got younger women here listening to you. I got younger men listening to you. And they look at you and they say, she did so much. What did you have to overcome to get there? Maybe?
Yes. So I want to give you an analogy of the walking the path that I was talking about, you know, walking the path where I said the thing about the rocks being thrown, whether they were cleared, that kind of thing. So I have had the opportunity in my lifetime to be a pioneer walking the path in pretty much most of the professions that I was in, you know, to include police work, because I joined police work in the late 80s where there wasn't a lot of women there, you know, and then now I'm doing films and producing, and there's still not a lot of women there doing that. Well, what I have done is it's all about the mindset. Once I determined that I was going to do it, I decided to do it. I'm walking this path. I don't know if you've ever had the experience, and I learned this from the military. The military used to tell it, you know, when we were in there and we would be running, because they have you running all the time in the military, and you run in a big platoon with a bunch of people. And the way you kept your mindset, number 1, you surrounded yourself with all the military members that were with you, and they were all going the same direction as you, which was cool. Okay. And you also set mileposts. So like in my mind, I would say, oh my goodness, you know, my body's breaking down. I'm really in a lot of pain. Everybody else is still doing this. But then I say, oh, but if I can make it to that light post, okay. All right, past that light post. If I can make it to that truck way down there, okay, truck. Just putting mileposts in front of you to make it to the finish with the determination that you're going to make it to the finish, whatever you need to do. So if you need to set mileposts around the way saying, I just need to make it through this project. I need to make it to the next project. I need to this and this and this, right? Not just need to, because need to get you where you need to go, but you want to. You have that inner desire to get to the next milestone so you can get to the end, because that's what you can celebrate. When we would finish that run and we get to the end and I go, oh my gosh, body's in a whole bunch of pain, but I made it.
Yeah.
This is what I would encourage your listeners and viewers to do, is to make the decision that you are going to finish. You are going to make it to the end. Those of you that are runners understand that analogy too. Make it to the end. And you know what? You don't have to be the fastest person to do it, but the thing is, do it.
Yes, do it, people. Hey, talking about do it, what's the one thing you do every single day to become a better entrepreneur or better you the next day?
Well, for me, I pray. I literally do. I pray.
That's good.
Every single day. And I almost want to say I pray constantly, because there's so much stuff going on in our lives, you know this, that come up, and for me, it's just easier for me to just say, you know what, let me just say a little prayer right now. Lord, help me through this portion, tell me, show me what I'm supposed to do. Because I tell you what, when I start down the path of the direction that the Lord is leading me in for the day, I'm always blessed. I either have a divine encounter with somebody, or I'm able to bless somebody, or amazing phone calls will come in, checks in the mail, all these kind of things, because of my faithful daily devotion to connecting up and finding out what my mission is for the day.
Very cool. I love it. Next question. What's next for you? Your future goal? What's going on in the next 6 months or so?
I'm super excited. Okay, so I'm going to the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, really?
So for those of you who, and I have to learn to speak French. So
yeah, parlez-vous français, madame?
Un peu.
Un peu. Un peu.
It'll be much better by the time I get there, though.
Yeah.
I know. Je m'appelle Tamia.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, so I'm so excited about going to the Cannes Film Festival. Actually, I'm a world traveler. It's part of just the DNA that the Lord has put in me. I just talked to you about going to Russia. I've been to Uganda. Just you imagine it. I've been there, Greece, Cyprus, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, Cannes Film Festival. So I'm super excited about that, because as a filmmaker, that's like, it's just next to being in LA for the Oscars, okay?
Yeah.
But Cannes is international, and I am truly an international person. Like, I feel blessed to be on your show, Denny. You're a Canadian. I just feel really blessed to be able to impact a huge audience all over the world. And Cannes Film Festival is like the cherry on top of the ice cream, because I'm being rewarded actually for my producing, for all of the films that I produce. So I'm looking forward to going to Cannes and connecting with other producers. I am a success coach, and I lead by example, literally. I decide and I do. And you hear a lot of I am of service, which is, we should all be service centered.
Yes.
Yet I still have to do, right? I have to make the choice to serve. And part of life is to serve with your light. And that is what you do. So that's how I serve. I serve directly with people, but I also serve by showing my life, by making a choice to shine, by making a choice to use what God has given me and blessed me with and given me the knowledge for. Because think about all the knowledge I've gained in those professions that I just shared with you. Yeah. And if I had just decided, oh, you know what, I'm retired, because technically I'm retired from the police department and they send me a check every month, I could be like, oh, let me just travel and just, do what I want to do. But no, I have asked God what he wants me to do, and filmmaking is that journey. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about. The next 6 months is working on my current film project, which is called Lexi Zara, The Adventures Begin. So it's The Adventures of Lexi Zara. And that's going to Cannes with me, but it's also going to several other countries. So at the end, I'll have people follow me because I'd love for you to follow Lexi's journey on my next film project.
Very cool. Hey, I just want to mention something that you said, and I think it's very important, especially for the people who start a new business. When we talk about making money, making sales, so this is your focus. And she mentioned something really cool. And Bill Walsh says that a lot. We both know Bill Walsh. It's the people. Yes. It's not. Don't stop focusing on the money. Keep focus on the people you serve. Right. Money will flow, right? So thank you for mentioning that, because I resonate with it 100%. I say to my clients all the time too. Very cool. Very quickly now, we need to step it up a little bit. Best book recommendation.
Okay, what was the last question?
Best book recommendation. Do you have one?
Oh, best book. Oh, Purpose-Driven Life. The Purpose-Driven Life. It's a 40-day kind of spiritual journey, day by day. It takes you through and it helps to build your faith. So it will help you on that daily journey with God.
Who's the author of that? Do you know?
Rick Warren.
Rick Warren. Very good. Do you have a quote that you prefer?
Yes, I do. Another one of my faith strong people of the faith, Zig Ziglar. So Zig Ziglar, yes, he says you can have everything you want. Okay, you can have everything you want if you will help enough other people get what they want. And I truly believe in that as a coach and as just a human being. You know, I practice it as a police officer. You know, I practice it now as a coach. You know, I think it's one of those core quotes if you think about it, because it's all about service.
Yeah, very good. I'm going to give you, Tamia, like I give everybody else, 2 minutes to promote yourself, whatever, maybe your book or your anything, your coaching, and also make sure that we know how to contact you.
Yes, awesome. Okay, well, first off, I want to, part of the motivation you asked me earlier, where there's a parable in the Bible, and just look it up. It's called the parable of the talents, Talents, talents. And I believe that the Lord gives each and every one of us at least one talent. And I want you guys to look it up, because it tells you what happens to the servant who got one and didn't do anything with it. And part of my motivation is I don't want to be that servant. I want to be the servant who does and uses all the talents the Lord blessed me with, and also digs them up. So I have, as part of my coaching program, a book called In Celebration of You, and it's a fun activities to help you rediscover who you are. Why I love this book is because my clients often forget their dreams. They forget what they wanted to do with their life, and I want to redirect them and help them make their dreams be part of their passion towards what is their success. And like we said, success is defined individually. Each one of us defines our idea of success. So how do you find me? I would encourage you to do Linktr.ee/TamiaDow, Linktr.ee/TamiaDow, and also find me on imdb.com/TamiaDow. You can also Google me, Tamia Dow, lots of good stuff, but directly contact me at coachtamia@gmail.com, coachtamia@gmail.com. If you're looking for me on Facebook, I'm undercover. Find me under Chaplain, CHAPLAIN, Dow, DOW, and I'm very responsive on Messenger in that medium.
Very good. And I will, when I do the editing, I'm going to put all the email address on, so you can, for you guys, it's going to be easier to write it down. I'm just going to do a short conclusion right here, Tamia, and I'm going to give you a couple more words to say. But before we go in, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your professionalism. I want to thank you for giving me the time and to share your experience. And I really, really, really like your message also. So thank you for taking the time to do this. When you talk about the word bless, well, I'm blessed to have you here today. Very cool. Guys, if you're listening to this and you like it, here's a good 3 things I'm going to ask you. The same as always, take the time to subscribe. Take the time to like, especially if you like her, and put a comment in that thing and say, hey, I like your message, I like this, I agree or disagree. We need, because here's what I think, the more people we help, the more people we serve, but we need to be bigger and bigger, and we're going to get bigger by you helping us, by subscribing and all that beautiful stuff. Having said that, Tamia, last few words before I say my last sentence.
Yes. So everybody, don't give up. Make sure you shine your light. Each one of us is blessed with our own special light. And over years, people have caused it to diminish. I encourage you to take it off, rip it all off, and let your light shine. Do what your passion, your dream, your heart is telling you to do to serve the world, because each one of us uniquely have that talent. God bless you.
Very good, guys. I'll probably see you next week or the week after. In the meantime, stay well and stay what? Stay focused on what? On what you really, 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 really want. See ya.